Cluster with Cluster, you know, talking about that. Boxing. What it do, man? I'm coming through, man. Pop truck right blue, man. First video. Canelo Álvarez is David Benavidez. Let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. Let's analyze it. Canelo Álvarez was at the David Benavidez versus Ramirez fight. Herman McGill was on the undercard. Canelo was in attendance. But he left right before David Benavidez fought, which I thought was very weak of him. Look, we all want this fight, but Canelo Álvarez keeps denying David Benavidez, and then they keep coming up with this excuse where he's too big, right? It's like you were finna go to cruiserweight to fight that African, that big satellite dish head African. You was finna fight him, bro. When he had the WBC, I forgot his name. It was an African dude, right? You got the WBC to approve it and everything. You was finna go up there and you was finna fight for his belt, right? So I don't understand, like, you know, now, David Benavidez, man, he too big. I'd rather you just say this, Canelo. I don't want to fight David Benavidez. Stylistically, that's a bad matchup for me. I don't want that work. Instead of you saying, I don't care, I fight anybody, but then you not fighting anybody. I don't understand, right? You're not fighting anybody. You're sitting here saying, I don't care, guys. I don't care. I fight anybody. Oh, you do care. You do care. And you won't fight anybody. Because if you fight anybody, you'll fight David Benavidez. And you won't fight him. His name gets brought up, you get mad. His name get brought up, you start moving around, you start leaving. Right? You knew this was a bad look. Why would you come to a fight that you're linked to that you won't fight? Huh? Why would you come to a fighter's fight that you're linked to, but you won't fight him? Right? Then he didn't realize the fans are tired of you, bro. We're tired of I do what I want. We pay for you to fight. You feel me? That's what it boils down to. So we want you to fight David Benavidez. That's the only fight we want. We don't care about you rematching Crawford. We already know how that's gonna go. We don't care. We don't want to see you fight nobody else but David Benavidez. That's it. That's all. That's your fight. You know what I'm saying? Nah, Jay Will, he asked a great question. If y'all know Jay Will is an avid Terrence Crawford. He's a fan of boxing, but he stand on his 10. You mentioned Terrence Crawford, Jay Will pop up. He boop. You said Terrence Crawford. He like a genie. He a Terrence Crawford genie. You be like, boop. Boop. You be like, man, Terrence Crawford. Boop. What you saying about Terrence Crawford? 758. Oh, yeah. That's Jay Will. Right? But Jay Will asked this question. He said, hey, if Canelo's washed, you know, and, you know, why David Benavidez got to fight him? You want him to fight the best fighters, right? Why Canelo have to fight him? It's a good question. I got a good answer. Canelo Álvarez, this is his fight that he has to fight, right? Every fighter in every decade has a fighter they're assigned to fight, right? That the fans want them to fight. Errol Spence was tagged to Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford was tagged to Errol Spence, right? That's the fight we wanted to see. We got the fight, right? Gervonta Tank Davis, right, was linked to Devin Haney. Didn't happen. Was linked to Ryan Garcia. People were saying Ryan Garcia was going to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. Then Gervonta Tank Davis stopped. Now Tank is linked to Shakur Stevenson, right? Tank was also linked to Lomachenko. That explains the greatness of the fighter, right? Okay? Just like Terrence Crawford is linked to Joran Businis, right? People want to see Terrence Crawford versus Joran Businis. That's what we want to see, right? As fight fans, we want to see that fight. We want to see how that fight gonna go. We want to see how Joran Businis, you know, he has all these skills. Is he on that level, right? That's what it boils down to, right? You got the crafty vet. It's a perfect story. The crafty vet, who's a Hall of Fame fighter, with the up-and-coming fighter who's making a name in the sport. He just needs that name to take him over the hump, right? That's what it boils down to. Oh my God, bro. This truck got concrete on it. Anyway, my bad, y'all. So what I'm saying at the end of the day is every decade has that fighter they're assigned to, right? And this is Canelo's fight that he's assigned to. He's assigned to fight David Benavidez. This is the fight that he needs to fight. This is the fight that he needs to handle. That's what it boils down to, right? He has to do this for Mexico. But Canelo don't care about the people. Canelo cares about Canelo. And people are starting to see that. See, there's people advocating for Canelo. But now people are starting to see Canelo don't care. Canelo care about Canelo. Canelo worried about Canelo. Canelo not worrying about what you talking about. He don't care that you advocate for him. He don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? He cares about himself. And I'm sorry. I can't support that as a boxing fan. Right? You know, like at the end of the day, when you want to be great and you want to continue to fight in the sport, you got to continue to update your resume. And like I told you, if Canelo wasn't a champion, right, which he's not now, but prior to that, he could have dropped the belts so he could do what he wants, so he won't have no obligations. He refused to do that. He held on to those belts, and they allowed him to do what he wanted to do, right? He was able to do exactly what he wanted to do. The sanctioning bodies didn't care. They didn't care, you know, they was, oh, it's a good fight, yeah. You know what I mean? That's what it boils down to. You know what I mean? He was able to do exactly what he wanted to do it when he wanted to do it. And he thought, oh, I'll fight Terrence Crawford. He, light touch. I'm going to beat him. You know, that'd be a little guy with a great name right on my resume. You know what I mean? I can just keep doing what I'm doing. And it caught up with him. So now, he's scrambling and scraping. Pause. That was crazy. So now he's sitting there and his resume is taking a hit. You're now going to the guy that you're linked to fight. You're now going to his fights because your brand has taken a major hit. You don't have the support that you used to have. Nobody cares, right, about Canelo like that. They don't call, matter of fact, I'm not calling Canelo. I'm calling Saul. Saul Álvarez. People are not, you know what I mean? You're Saul Álvarez now. You're not Canelo. See, when you were Canelo, it was like, man, now you just Saul Álvarez. You human. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it boils down to. Right? You could have fought David Benavidez, beat him, or lost him. You would have got the respect. You lost to Crawford, and you've plummeted to the point now you're at the mercy of the Saudis, right? You got 5 fights. You're washed up, right? You fought, what, 3 fights, 2 fights under the Saudis? So you got 3 more fights, and you got to do whatever they ask you to do, right? That's what it boils down to. Right? Now, I don't see them asking for you to fight David Benavidez, right? Although I think if they called today and was like, hey, I want you and Canelo to fight in Saudi, David Benavidez will take that fight in a heartbeat. Because that's the type of dude he is. You know what I mean? He's a real fighter, bro. He ain't with the politicking, he ain't with the games. He doing stuff the right way. That's what I like about David Benavidez, right? Fighters like Benavidez, Errol Spence, they don't care, bro. They with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of fighter you gotta be. You gotta be with it. You gotta be like, man, let's go. I'll figure it out. That's the mindset you gotta have when you in this ring, bro. I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this dude may be more skillful than me, but I'm gonna figure it out. That's what you do. You don't sit there and, you know, try to look for favorable matchups that that mesh well with your style. You figure it out. You know what I mean? Errol, for the longest time, figured it out. Right? David Benavidez right now is figuring it out. That's what you do when you're that type of fighter. You figure it out. So, Canelo Álvarez, man, I'm sorry, bro. He ducking Rick. This is another hit on his resume. I mean, not his resume, just his brand. Right? You got Dave Benavidez who on your bumper, bro. He talking to you. You know what I mean? Man, I'm sorry. Like, you gotta take this fight. Or just retire. You know what I mean? The more Canelo stay active, the more bad it looks for him. Now, that's real talk. 15 songs all worked by Frost. So we keep it at Mud Trio. We keep it 1,000. Y'all let me know what y'all think, Boss Guy.
Thanks for watching KLXTH Factory. Like the video if you felt the punch. Drop your hottest take in the comments. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a round.